The mighty Ottoman Empire. What happened? The Ottoman Empire was one of the longest-lasting dynasties in history, reigning for over 600 years from 1299 to 1922. The empire stretched from North Africa through the Middle East and into Eastern Europe. At its peak, it was home to many different cultures and ethnicities, including Arabs, Kurds, Persians, and Turks. Despite this diversity, the empire was able to maintain a sense of unity and stability for centuries. But how did such a powerful empire fall apart? Well, there were a number of contributing factors. One of the first was the decline of the Turkish people. The Turks were originally a nomadic tribe from Central Asia. However, as the Ottoman Empire grew, they began to adopt the ways of the people they conquered, including their religion, culture, and language. Over time, this led to the decline of Turkish culture and identity. As the Turks became more like the people they ruled over, they lost their sense of who they were. This led to a weakening of the empire from within. Another factor in the decline of the Ottoman Empire was the rise of nationalism. As the empire grew, so did the sense of national identity among the various peoples under Ottoman rule. For example, in the Balkans, many people began to identify themselves as Serbian, Bulgarian, or Romanian rather than as subjects of the Ottoman Empire. This growing sense of nationalism made it more difficult for the empire to hold onto its territory. Another major problem was the fact that the Ottoman sultans were absolute monarchs. While this worked well in the early days of the empire, when the sultans were strong and effective leaders, it became a liability as the empire grew. The vast size of the Ottoman Empire made it difficult for any one ruler to effectively govern over. And so as the sultans became weaker and more ineffective, the empire began to fall into decline. Perhaps the most significant factor in the decline of the Ottoman Empire was the emergence of the West as a global power. In the 16th century, the West began to explore and conquer the Americas, which gave them access to vast amounts of wealth and resources. The Ottomans, on the other hand, were stuck in the Middle East with limited access to trade routes. This growing disparity in wealth between the Ottomans and the West would eventually lead to the decline of the empire. By the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire was in sharp decline. The once mighty army was now a shadow of its former self, and the empire's vast territories were being chipped away at by outside powers. On October 29, 1922, the last Ottoman Sultan, Mehmed VI, was forced to abdicate the throne, and the 600-year-old dynasty came to an end. The Ottoman Empire may have fallen, but the legacy of the Turks lived on. The Republic of Turkey was founded in 1923 and today a modern and prosperous country. The Turks have come a long way since the days of the Ottoman Empire, but they should never forget the roots that got them to where they are today. What do you think? Why do you think the Ottoman Empire fell? Do you think the Turks were right to abandon their nomadic ways? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more awesome videos about the history of the Middle East.